today with the lovely and talented Jennifer Truesdale. Just give you a little bit of background information on myself. I am a drummer, producer, composer, and a little over 2 years ago I started to write a book. And as I continued to write it, it evolved into an e-course that's online currently, and it's basically to help drummers learn how to establish and sustain themselves as professionals. And it was so well received that I started to think, maybe I should take this information and share it with other groups of musicians, ideally other specific instruments. And so I approached Jen and asked her if she could take what I've got and adapt it for vocalists. So we're here today to tell you more about this book that we're about to publish together, and without further ado, I'll let Jen talk a little bit more about what the book is about.
Great, thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
So my name is Jennifer Truesdale, and I am a singer, a songwriter, vocal coach, music business career consultant. I've worked in record labels. I've worked for myself in music for many, many, many years. And when Jeff first approached me with an idea for doing a book together, it made absolutely perfect sense to me, and because at the time I was working a lot, and have continued to do so, with singers who are very much trying to turn their singing and their love for singing and what they love to do into some kind of a sustainable career. And I had been working one-on-one with a lot of singers, helping them to plan it and figure out what to do. So the book seemed like a perfectly logical next step for me. And so the book is called Get Paid to Sing, and it's a singer's guide to making a living making music. And essentially that's what it is. It's a very practical handbook type of a guide, very different from what most of us think of as music business books, music industry books. There are so many fabulous music industry books out there, but this isn't that. This is a very hands-on, practical, how do I, as a singer, make a living doing what I love to do wherever I'm located. So know that it's not about, moving to LA or moving to New York or something, unless that's what you want to do, but it's how can I just make a living doing what I love to do where I am. And the beautiful thing about it is it's sort of the first of its kind. There really are, at least what I've found, no books that tell people how to make a living as a singer. There are books that tell you how to, try to get a record deal. There are books that tell you how to try to get your songs published if you're a songwriter. There are lots of great books that tell you how to, get your songs in film and television and, all of these great things that you should know. And if you're interested in those things, you should get these books. But there are no books that just say, hey, if you're a singer, here's what you can do to make some money. Kind of cool, right? So that's the idea for the book. And the thing, I've sent it out to some colleagues and singers who I know, and one of the things that they've all told me is, number one, how inspiring they found the book. They realized, hey, wow, I can do this. This is not sort of something that only a few people have figured out how to do. I can do this, and there's hope. I really can pursue this. So it's been received as very inspiring and hopeful, and I hope you find the same.
So just a quick question about the book: is it designed for beginner vocalists or seasoned vocalists or all the above?
It's really designed for everybody. In fact, something that one singer told me was, wow, for everybody, whether you're a beginner or somebody who's been on the road touring with your band for years, there's something to get from this book. I mean, for the beginner, it's in a lot of ways just having the realization that, oh, wow, I never even really realized I could do this. And there's a lot of really great information to get you started. But even if you are somebody who's been doing this for a long time, making some money, or maybe not, but just doing it as an art and as a love, there's a lot that can be gained for you as well. There's a lot of information about how to just advance your career or potentially move it in a direction you hadn't necessarily thought of before. So it's for the total newbies, but a word about that in a minute. It's for more experienced advanced singers, The thing about, for beginners, one thing I will add is that this book is not designed to be a vocal method book. So for beginners, I say that it's great for beginners, presuming you already have a fair amount of skill and ability as a singer. You know, this wouldn't be for somebody who maybe was really needing to get some vocal training. This could be something that would supplement that, but you might want to get that as well. So this is really designed not to be a vocal method book, but to take the singer and guide you on your path to making singing your career, you know, a sustainable, livable career.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on that, like, there's definitely a specific approach that has to be made to just to try to establish a career as a professional.
Absolutely.
And I mean, there's specific things you can do, and there's very specific avenues you can take. But there's definitely specific techniques and skills and knowledge that you need to take into consideration when you're earning a career. And I can speak for Jen. She's very successful. She's developed a great career, and she's been able to provide for her family. You can probably hear her son upstairs banging around. But that's just proof that she's been able to figure this stuff out, and how it's actually turned into a career that can help you provide for your family and actually have a really great living. You don't have to starve if you want to be a musician.
Absolutely. I think that's probably the most common sort of misconception among musicians, singers, but also artists in general.
Right.
There's this idea that, for musicians, let's say, because that's the world Jeff and I know most, that you either get the label deal and sell a gazillion records, or you starve.
Yep.
And there's sort of no in between.
Right.
And the truth is that probably the vast majority, I don't know if I've ever looked at the statistics, but probably the highest percentage of musicians are in the in-between. You know, the major label record deal and all that, that's like, that's the brass ring, and some people achieve that, some people don't, but the ones who don't aren't also, you know, living, you know, in squalor.
Yeah.
There's many very successful, happy, fulfilled musicians who are living in that in-between, and they're doing quite well. And you know, I think that that's a really important thing for all of you to know, is that there is that in-between, and figuring out how to make that work for you. And one of the things that I talk about in the book, but I'll mention now, is that the ways in which to make a living as a singer are quite varied.
Yep.
There's a lot of ways, and there are certain ways to go about finding different ways to do it. But then there are, as Jeff mentioned, there are things that everybody needs to do. If you want to be a professional at something, there are things you need to know and things you need to do, and that's what I really tried to cover in this book. Are, you know, what are some of the ways you can make a living singing? How do you do that? And what do you really need to know to make it a long, successful career?
Yeah, sustainability, that's one of the hardest things about it, you know.
Absolutely.
So thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn more about the book, or you'd like to purchase a copy, just put your email address in the field below this movie, and we'll bring you to another website that'll have a complete listing of all the chapters and the information that's included in each chapter, and you can purchase a copy on that site as well. So hope to see you on the other side. Thanks again for watching, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Thanks so much for watching. I wish you all the very best with your career. Take care. Bye.